Carol was invited to a Halloween party in an abandoned house. Her friends asked if she was up for a challenge, and she said yes. Soon enough, she was locked inside a room. In this room, there was one door and 3 light switches next to it. Behind the door, there was an empty closet with nothing but a light bulb. Her task was to figure out which switch controlled the light bulb inside the closet. She could flip the switches however she wanted, but once she opened the door, she couldn't touch the switches anymore. Sometime later, she managed to get it right. How did Carol do it? Okay, let's go step by step. She flipped switch number 1, then waited for a few minutes. Then, she flipped it back to off and immediately flipped switch number 2. Then, she opened the door and checked the light. It was turned off. So she realized it wasn't switch number 2 that controlled the light. She decided to touch the bulb to test if it was hot or cold. If the bulb was cold, it would mean that switch number 3 controlled it. But the bulb was hot, so that meant that switch number 1 controlled it. Way to go, Carol! To get back to the party, Carol had to solve another riddle. There were 2 hourglasses in front of her. One hourglass measured 7 minutes, and the other measured 4 minutes. She needed to time 9 minutes using both hourglasses. How could she do it? First, she turned over both hourglasses at the same time. By the time the 4-minute hourglass was done, the other one still had 3 minutes left. Carol flipped the 4-minute hourglass over again. By the time the 7-minute hourglass was empty, there was 1 minute left on the other hourglass. And by the time the 4-minute hourglass emptied again, there was 1 minute's worth of sand in the bottom half of the 7-minute timer. She flipped it over again, so there was 1 minute's worth of sand in the top part of the hourglass. And when the 7-minute timer finally emptied again, 9 minutes had passed in total. Phew, that took some work. Someone stole a rare diamond from Mrs. Monica Fraser's house. Mrs. Fraser claimed she'd walked into her bedroom one morning and found that the glass box in her dressing room had been broken and the diamond had been gone. She called a detective, who soon arrived at her place and asked some questions. Based on his inquiries, he gathered 3 suspects. Mrs. Fraser's gardener, Steve, had the key to the house. Her cousin Sophia was staying with her for the week, and the cleaning lady Adeline cleaned the house every day. Steve said he was on holiday that week, so he wasn't anywhere near the house when it had happened. Sophia said she didn't even know her cousin had a diamond hidden in her house. And Adeline said that she'd been cleaning the house at around 10 p.m. the previous night. Everything had seemed all right. Who stole the jewelry? It was the cleaning lady. It seems that right after she broke the glass and stole the diamond, she also wiped off the pieces of glass left on the floor. On a cold winter day, Jason woke up after a medical procedure. He was lying in bed when the doctor walked into his room, saying there were 3 women outside claiming to be his wife. All 3 of them wanted to see Jason, but only his wife was allowed to do so. Look at the women. Which one do you think is telling the truth? The woman wearing a white shirt is the only one that has a ring on her left finger. She's the wife. It was a lazy Sunday morning, and John was having breakfast in the kitchen. Suddenly, he heard glass shattering. He walked into the living room and saw that someone had just broken one of his windows. He was mad and decided to go outside to see if he could find the culprit. There were only 3 people in the street, so he talked to each of them. The first was one of his neighbor's children. He was coming back from his football practice, holding a ball in his hands. He said he'd been going home at the time of the incident. The second person was Stephen, John's neighbor and longtime friend. He was carrying a toolbox. The man said he decided to come home to fix John's window. The last person was Julio, a mailman. He was riding his bike, throwing newspapers on people's front lawns. He said it had been hours since he'd passed John's house. Soon enough, John figured out who had done it. How? It was the mailman. If you look at the lawn, the newspaper is lying on the grass beneath the window. He threw the newspaper towards the mailbox, but missed it, and it hit John's window. Whoops. It was a stormy night. Kate and her boyfriend stayed up late watching a soap opera. In the middle of it, there was a weather forecast. The weather lady said it would keep raining for 2 more days, but in 72 hours, it'd be bright and sunny. Kate turned to her boyfriend and said that the weather lady was wrong, and the girl was right. Why? Because in 72 hours, it will also be nighttime, so it can't possibly be bright and sunny. It was Amelia's dream to go skydiving, but she was afraid of heights. One day, her friend took her to fulfill her dream. Amelia jumped from an airplane without a parachute and didn't get hurt. How is that possible? The plane wasn't flying, it was still on the ground. Duh. Dave, an archaeologist, traveled to Egypt on a very special mission. He spent days excavating ruins hidden under the sand, and the only thing he found was a coin marked 10 BCE. When he showed it to his colleagues, they told him the coin was a fake. Why? Well, because the designation BCE didn't appear until after the beginning of our era. It was raining when Mrs. Moore called the police. She said someone had just bumped into her car and driven away. When the police arrived, the only person next to the place of the incident was a man fixing his tire. Mrs. Moore said that that was the car that had bumped into hers. However, the gentleman said that it couldn't be true because he'd been busy fixing his car the whole time. Can you tell who's lying? It's the guy fixing his car. The rain started just recently. If he'd been fixing his car this whole time, the ground underneath it would be dry. But look, it's wet. This means he's just arrived there and is actually the one responsible for the incident. 4 friends decided to meet up for coffee one afternoon. Someone asked which one of them was the oldest, and they answered with a riddle. Mia is 3 times older than Anna, but 3 years ago, Anna was a year younger than Claudia is now, and Olivia is twice as old as Anna. So can you put the girls into order by age? The correct order is Mia, Olivia, Anna, and Claudia. Here's a quick one. What belongs to you, but others use it more often? Your name. Outside a fancy palace, 2 sentinels were guarding the main gate. They were standing, looking in different directions, one towards the west and the other towards the east. At some point, one of the sentinels asked the other, "What are you smiling about?" How could he know that his colleague was smiling? Well, despite the fact that they were looking in different directions, they weren't standing back to back. They were facing each other. Kevin was away on business and had to spend the night in a hotel. After a full day of meetings, he returned to his room to get some rest. He went to bed but couldn't fall asleep. After tossing and turning in bed for hours, he called someone, didn't say a word, and then finally fell asleep. Who did Kevin call? And how could he finally fall asleep? He called the room next door, as his neighbor was snoring very loudly. The ringing woke the neighbor up, the snoring stopped, and Kevin managed to doze off. You've just come back from a long vacation. There, you bought a new suitcase to store all the new things you got, but you don't remember the code. Luckily, you left yourself a note on your cell phone to help you decipher the code to open the lock. 682. One digit is right and in its place. 614. One digit is right but in the wrong place. 206. Two digits are right but both are in the wrong place. 768. All digits are wrong. 380. One digit is right, but in the wrong place. What's the three-digit code? Zero, 4, 2.
That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side.
Have you ever wondered which fantasy creature is mostly linked to your personality? This quiz will spill the tea. Pick your answers and don't forget to count your score. The results will be waiting for you at the end of the video. Finally, your dreams come true. You got an invitation letter from a secret magic academy. Which design would you prefer? Option A adds 3 points to your score. B costs 2. Answer C is worth 1 point. D brings you 4 points. And option E costs 0 points. You've arrived at the academy. Time to choose your room. Option A brings you 1 point. B is worth 2 points. C brings you 0 points. Option D adds 4 points to your score. And E brings you 3 points. Which of your senses do you most rely on? Eyesight is worth 4 points. If you choose hearing, add 2 points to your score. Scent brings you 3 points. Touch is worth 0 points. And taste brings you 1 point. With whom would you rather pick as your roommate? A brings 3 points to your score. Answer B costs 1 point. C brings you 2 points. If you chose D, add 4 points to your basket. And E costs 0. Which combination seems more attractive to you? Earth plus fire brings you 4 points. Air plus water adds 1 point to your score. If you picked fire and water, grab 3 points. Water and earth cost 0, and the fire plus air combination brings you 2 points. The lessons begin. Time to choose your first school crush. Who would you rather fall in love with? Option A costs 0. B brings you 3 points. C costs 4 points. D brings you 2 points. And E is worth 1 point. Let's go to the school canteen. What would you like for lunch? A chocolate bar with coffee brings you 4 points. If you picked cherry pie, add 1 point to your score. Sandwiches cost 0 points. A burger with fries brings you 2 points. And if you choose the sushi set, grab 3 points. Suddenly, your crush offers to go for a walk. Where would you like to go? Option A adds 1 point to your score. B costs 3 points. Answer C is worth 4 points. D brings you 2 points. And option E costs 0 points. During your walk, you see a flower. Which one? Orchid costs 3 points. If you picked lilies, grab 1 point. Daisy brings you 2 points. Rose costs 4 points. And Peon adds 0 points to your score. Your teacher offers you 5 out-of-school activities. What would you rather choose? Choir brings you 3 points. Pottery costs 0. Dragon riding brings you 2 points. Drama club is worth 1 point. And fencing adds 4 points to your score. What's your weakness? If you picked arrogance, take 1 point. Anger brings you 2 points. Laziness is worth 0. Lust is worth 3 points. And cynicism is worth 4 points. Your first week at the Magic Academy is over. What would you like to do on the weekend? Hide from everyone and meditate. Just stay in my room and chill. Go on a date, obviously. Gather my new friends and watch movies. Hiking in the woods. A brings you 4 points. B costs 0 points. Answer C costs 3 points. D brings you 1 point. If you chose E, add 2 points to your basket. The school bully pulls a prank on you. How would you react? Just give me 5 minutes and he'll be my bestie. I'll just run to my room and cry. What bully? I'm the main bully here. Revenge is a dish better served cold. I'll figure out his weakness and use it against him. A costs 3 points. Answer B is worth 0. C is worth 2 points. D brings you 1 point. And E adds 4 points to your score. What magic discipline is likely to be your favorite? Option A costs 4 points. B brings you 3 points. C costs 2 points. D brings you 0 points. And E adds 1 point to your score. Which magic tool attracts you the most? Option A adds 2 points to your score. B costs 4 points. Answer C is worth 3 points. D brings you 1 point. And option E costs 0 points. You need to choose one of these 5 magical animals as your faculty mascot. Whom would you prefer? If you pick the serpent, take 1 point. The phoenix brings you 4 points. The unicorn is worth 2 points. The mermaid costs 3 points. And the dragon brings you 0 points. The Academy will soon host a masquerade ball. Which mask will you choose to wear? Venetian Classic brings you 3 points. The Animal Mask is worth 2 points. This creepy Doctor Mask is worth 1 point. Sad Clown Mask costs 0. And if you chose this Cyberpunk option, add 4 points to your score. You enter a secret room by accident and face a magical mirror that reflects the dark side of one's soul. Which reflection looks like your inner bad guy? Option A is worth 0 points. B costs 3 points. And option C costs 4 points. Answer D is worth 1 point. E brings you 0 points. You enter the next room and see a mirror that reflects your biggest dream. Which one looks like yours? Option A adds 2 points to your score. B costs 3 points. Answer C is worth 1 point. D brings you 0 points. And option E costs 4 points. Ready for the results? Make sure to calculate your score correctly, and let's go! Congratulations! You have extraordinary mental abilities. You can read people like books. It's almost impossible to deceive you. That's why other people treat you with respect and admiration. Although your talent can make you a little cynical, don't rush to turn to the dark side. It's good to know everything, but leaving the door open to miracles is even better. People might surprise you in good ways too. If you got 45 to 60 points, ooh la la, you're a siren, a mysterious sea creature which can charm everyone with its singing. Your bright and sweet vibe can chase away all despair. People can't help but fall in love with you at first sight. That's why you shouldn't have problems with making friends or succeeding in your career. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility. You're blessed with the gift of a siren song to inspire others, not to manipulate them. You have a dual personality, just like a werewolf. On the one hand, you're a warm-hearted and charismatic person with a great sense of humor. But on the other hand, you can get really harsh if someone violates your boundaries or offends your family. Passion is your profession. You do things with genuine dedication, which helps you succeed in life. People perceive you as either a great, loving friend or as a dangerous enemy. You can easily be the soul of your tribe if you learn to control your instincts and show your teeth only when necessary. Vampires make the greatest leaders. Unlike most people, you realize the real worth of life force and time. This talent allows you to guide others towards higher productivity and joy. Your intuition always tells which project will flourish and which one will only drain your energy. That's why you act carefully and precisely like a surgeon. Friends might call you unpredictable and gloomy, but don't worry. They're in love with your sophisticated taste and independent personality. If your score is between 0 to 15 points, your mind is probably super peaceful and stable. You might take your time to make a decision, but when it's made, it's carved in stone. So if you ever feel stuck in life, just try new things and embrace the unknown. When it comes to group work, you're the person who makes things happen. That's why people see you as a loyal and trustworthy friend who's always there to support them and give wise advice. By the way, you can make a great principal of the Magic Academy. Think about it.
That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side.
Are you ready to find out what social media you would be? Let's start. 1. What makes you the happiest? A. Traveling or shopping. B. Helping others. C. Learning new things. D. Spending time with my family. Option A brings you 30 points. B is worth 20 points. C brings you 10 points. And D is worth 40 points. How long can you survive without your phone? A. 10 seconds. B. Years. I'm not attached to it at all. C. As long as it takes for a new notification to pop up. D. I check it once an hour and feel fine. If you picked A, add 40 points to your score. If you went with B, it's worth 10 points. C brings you 30 points, and D, 20 points. 3. Do you have many friends? A. Not really. I'm focused on my success and self-development. B. 1 or 2 since high school. We're still very close. C. Plenty of them. We meet up often. D. I used to have many friends, but we don't see each other very often. A brings you 20 points. B is worth 30. C is worth 40 points. D brings you 10 points. 4. You've got your first really good bonus. What do you spend it on? A. That designer bag or watch I've been eyeing for months. B. I'd book a trip somewhere for my family. C. I'd invest it in something to make that money work. D. I'd transfer it to some charity. If option A is your choice, you get 10 points. Did you go with B? It's worth 40 points. C brings you 20 points. D is worth 30 points. 5. Do you follow the news about celebrity life? A. Nope, don't really care and never have. B. Only when the title is super catchy. C. Absolutely. I have to know all the latest gossip. D. There are a couple of celebrities I like and follow online. A adds 10 points to your score. B is worth 20. And C is a 30-point option. D brings you 40 points. What is the goal of social media? A. To express yourself, generate cool content, and get followers. B. To get motivation, to learn and grow. C. To always know what others are up to. D. To speak up on important matters. If you chose A for this one, you get 20 points. B is worth 30 points. If you went with C, add 40 points to your score. And D is worth 10. 7. If you're a movie character, would you be A. A princess waiting to be rescued from the tower. B. A superhero saving the world. C. A villain who scares everyone but becomes good in the end. D. Some cute bunny with huge eyes. A brings you 20 points. B is worth 10. C is a 30-point option. And D gives you 40 points. 8. What do you do first thing in the morning? A. Check my social media, of course. B. Drink a glass of water and do some exercise. C. Send a good morning message to all my group chats. D. Go for a walk. A adds 40 points to your score. B is worth 10. C, 20 points. And D, 30 points. 9. How easily do you trust people? A. Quite easily. They haven't let me down. B. It takes me at least a year to really trust someone. C. I don't trust anyone at all. D. If someone close to me says you can trust this person, I believe them. If you went with A, add 40 points to your score. B brings you 20. C is worth 10 points. And D is a 30-point option. 10. Do you answer messages and comments from strangers? A. I have private accounts and only friends can message or comment. B. No, I block them immediately. C. Yes, if it's something meaningful and friendly. D. Of course, I like to get into online fights. A gives you 40 points, B 20 points, C 30 points, and D is worth 10 points. 11. Would you quit your job if your boss had opposing views on something important to you? A. Yes, my opinion is the only right one. B. Only if they make me publicly denounce my views. C. No, I just pretend to agree with them. D. No, I try to adopt their point of view. Option A brings you 10 points, B. 20 points, C. 30 points, and D. 40 points. 12. Now, open the settings on your phone and tell me what takes the most of its memory. A. Photos. I have 2,000 photos of my cat alone. B. Videos. I still need to edit and post them. C. Messenger apps. D. Games. If you choose A, you get 30 points. B gives you 20 points. C is worth 40 points. And D, 10 points. Time to sum up your points. If you scored 120 to 190 points, you're Twitter. You have an opinion on everything, and you aren't afraid to share it with others. When someone doesn't agree with you, you're happy to explain why you're in the right. You won't back down, even if it's someone with more authority. You like to learn the news first and believe no information is useless. You're witty, and your jokes are smart and sophisticated. Those who ended up with 200 to 250 points, it looks like you're a walking Pinterest. You have great taste and like to make the world around you a prettier place, from your phone wallpaper to your backyard. You always have some cool ideas on where to go and what to give someone for their birthday. You like to sort things out into groups. Order is really important to you. Did you get 260 to 310 points? Congrats! Your inner social network is Facebook. You have a broad spectrum of interests and you like to learn from different sources. You put a lot of your time and soul into staying close to other people. You always find a kind word for everyone and genuinely care about their issues. People often ask you for advice or just share with you because they know you're a great listener and have a lot of life experience. If you have 320 to 370 points, looks like you'd be Instagram if you were born a social network. You never say no to an opportunity to go somewhere new or some new people and take a selfie with them, of course. You're a visual learner and you feel happier when you see something beautiful or cute. You always like to know what's going on in the lives of others and never get bored of seeing their breakfast choices. Those who got 380 to 430 points, put your hands up and jump forward. Now freeze! Yes, we're filming a TikTok dance here because that's your inner social network. You're full of energy, love a fast-paced life, and don't hold on to the past too much. You're brave enough to experiment with new approaches and formats. You're a fast learner, and if someone can't get to the point instantly, you get easily bored. In case you came to the finish line with 440 to 490 points, LinkedIn is the social network for your personality. You're goal-oriented and know exactly what you want. You see other people as prospective, useful connections for your career. You like networking, but never share anything personal. It's rather hard for you to let people close, and you can only show your true self to your old friends. You like to analyze things and make plans. If you have somewhere between 500 and 550 points, you like watching videos so much, YouTube is basically your second self. Your interests are diverse, and you are equally excited to find out how to build a log cabin and why there are little triangles above some windows on the plane. You find comfort in the voices of your favorite vloggers and like following instructions. You're a great team player, and the community means a lot to you. Those who got over 550 points. What was that sound? Looks like you got a new message on WhatsApp. It is your kind of social media since you're super communicative and like to share literally everything with your family and friends. You feel uncomfortable when you don't have access to your phone for some reason. You worry a lot about your dearest ones and need to hear their opinion before making any decisions in life.
That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side.